You make yourself small when he walks in. Your voice thins, your shoulders curl, and every sentence sounds like an apology for existing. You call it love because you were taught that loving means enduring, understanding, being patient. Yet, somewhere inside, a quiet siren keeps flashing. Something is off. Today you'll name that siren, understand why you feel smaller around him, and learn the first step to reclaim your real size. Midway through, you'll get a phrase to carry in your phone and on your heart. Have you noticed how the whole room changes with his weather? Jokes float when he's light, and even the air gets heavy when he's not. You adapt like water to any glass, but in the process, you lose your shape. You label it love. Your body calls it a warning. A heart knows the difference between being honored and being trained to fit a tiny space. That discomfort isn't drama, it's wisdom. The signals are there when you ask permission to exist, when you measure every word to avoid setting him off, when crumbs of affection feel like a feast, when your joy depends on tomorrow's forecast of his moods, when 3 hours of silence feel like a sentence. That's not romance, that's control. Love never demands that you shrink. Real love rearranges the world so you can grow. Some days you leave the house bright and return dim. It wasn't work that drained you. It was someone who mistook your glow for high beams and told you to turn it down. You try to be more understanding, to change the clothes, the tone, the opinion. Have you noticed the list never ends? True love doesn't come with a manual for self-censorship. There's a simple heart test. Since meeting this person, are you freer or more monitored? Do you trust yourself more, or do you ask permission to feel? Do you feel cared for or constantly corrected? If the answers pinch, don't ignore them. Your body knows the way back home, and it's been pointing there the whole time. Here comes the guilt. Maybe I'm overreacting, you say. He's good in so many ways. People can be good at many things and still not know how to love you in a way that honors you. Good deeds in pieces don't erase a foundation of disrespect. Your pain doesn't need a thesis, it is the proof. Notice the tiny concessions. You stopped talking to friends to avoid a fight, stopped going to places you love, told small lies to dodge explanations, cancelled plans because he doesn't like it, edited your photos to not draw attention, promised to retire that word, that dress, that laugh. When love asks you to stop being yourself, it isn't love, it's a narrow frame for a big painting. Now be gentle with yourself. Don't blame yourself for taking time to see. You normalized discomfort to survive. You did the best you could with the lenses you had. The gift of today is swapping lenses. You don't have to defend every bruise on your heart to deserve care. You already deserve it. You need clear criteria, not more confusion. Love that is love makes room. It doesn't shut doors. Love that is love speaks without humiliation, disagrees without belittling, corrects without wounding dignity. Love that is love doesn't measure your worth by the silence you tolerate, but by the joy you blossom. If you shrink around him, the issue isn't that you're too sensitive. The space is too rough for a flower that was born for open sky. When nostalgia tries to trick you, remember it is a master editor. It cuts the worst scenes and keeps the hugs with background music. Your mind replays the few good days as if they were all the days. But the body remembers the phrase that sliced you, the stare that unmade you, the apology that never came. Trust the body's archive. It is honest. Maybe you learned that real love requires heavy suffering. that's an old myth, and old myths are stubborn. The real thing is heavy, yes, heavy on respect, care, clarity. The only pain that teaches is the effort of understanding and growth, not the erosion of your self-worth. A practical invitation, kind, not bossy. Choose one small boundary today, small but concrete. Answer messages on your timing, not fears. Keep the friendship that keeps you whole. Take yourself out for coffee without over-explaining. Say no to something that shrinks you, even if your voice shakes. Each boundary is a brick in the wall of your peace. CTA. If this resonates, type "I choose me" in the comments and save this video to replay tonight. Let this be your line in the sand. Listen to how you speak about yourself. When you say, "I'm difficult," "I'm too much," "I ruin everything," you might be repeating labels that aren't yours. Swap them. Try, "I have feelings," "I notice details," "I deserve gentle treatment." Words rearrange the furniture inside. When doubt shows up, use the heart's barometer. After talking to him, do you feel lighter or weighed down? After seeing him, do you sleep peacefully or spend the night justifying the unjustifiable? Perfection doesn't exist, but relationships that respect you do, and you'll know them by the rest they offer. You don't need a courtroom to validate your pain. You can say simply, "That diminishes me." Real love listens. Self-love wrapped in control demands a defense and plays judge. Don't call love what requires daily proof of your value. If your story has bright red flags, confusion turning to fear, fear turning to survival strategy, remember, your safety comes first. Reach out for solid help. People you trust, mental health professionals, local support channels. Courage isn't enduring the unbearable. Courage is moving toward what protects you. Honor the tiny rituals of caring for you. Drink water. Feel your feet on the ground. Warm a cup of tea. Open a window and let light touch your face. Text someone who loves you well. Small things, they're foundations. Hearts bloom where routines are kind. When he says you're too dramatic, that it's all in your head, notice the script. Dismissing your perception is an old trick to steal your compass. You have a compass. It may be quiet, but it points to a life with more air. When loneliness knocks, as it does for the best of us, remember, loneliness asks for comfort, not a contract with pain. You can long for a hug without bargaining away your self-respect. You can love someone without abandoning yourself. Something shifts when you start choosing you. The world tests it. People who benefited from your silence will dislike your new sound. They'll call self-care selfish, boundaries too much, protection cold. Keep going. Those who love you will learn your new grammar. 3 lines to tuck into your chest like a cherished photo. Repeat at your pace like watering a seed. I deserve a love that honors me. I do not shrink to fit. I choose myself with love and peace. Let these words travel with you through the day, like a soft handkerchief you touch when anxiety rises. They're not magic, they're tracks. Tracks lead somewhere. If one question remains, let it be this. After loving, do you recognize yourself? After loving, do you feel more you? If the answer arrives timidly, you didn't fail. You woke up. Waking up is a worthy beginning. Your anchor phrase, pin it to your lock screen. Love that honors me helps me grow. Keep it within reach. Every time the old script tries to shrink you, read it again and remember, you weren't born to live small. You were born to fit your whole self inside a love that doesn't need you to dim so it can shine. CTA final. If this message found you, be kind to yourself today. with one concrete boundary. Save this video, share it with a friend who needs backup, and subscribe for weekly reminders of self-respect, healing, and clear limits. You are not alone.